Hello, it is hot. It is muggy. It is buggy here in Central Virginia. It is July. And you may think I'm crazy, but I'm actually going to do some planting of some more flowers because I've got a lot of time left before I have frost. Our first frost date is actually the third week in October, but in the last few years, it's been coming in November. And so, why not plant some more flowers so we have blooms until that time? I've got a few holes here and there that I want to fill, and so that's what I'm going to do. I really don't think it's too late, but check back with me later and we'll see how this adventure is going. I do think the key at this point is to water, 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 because it has been so hot and so dry here that to get these seeds to germinate and then get the seedlings through this tough, tough heat, water is going to be very much essential. Once they get growing and up, I will mulch them fairly heavily so that they are protected even more and the water is retained even more. So let's go ahead. I'll tell you what I'm going to plant here and there around the garden, sort of on the edges here and on the edges over there, and where I've pulled out some onions and things like that, I can just go ahead and plant some flowers. So I have some zinnia seeds, might as well use them. I have some yellow torch tithonia here. That's a Mexican sunflower. I've got the Autumn Beauty sunflowers, which I really do like. They have such an unusual color. I think I've got one over there. I'll show you when I get over there. And I've got a mammoth sunflower. Those are the ones that just go up, one big, huge bloom, and then they're done. It's kind of one and done. The thing I like about the Autumn Beauties is that they have multiple blooms on them so that they'll keep going. I like to have a little bit of each in my garden. So you can see behind me here, I have some things planted, but I also have a couple of holes. And so I'm going to go ahead and put some things in there, I think. Over in this area over here, I've got some, where the cucumbers are growing, I had some onions growing, and I'm gonna fill a couple of holes right there, maybe with the zinnias. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm hoping that it's going to rain. We've got some storm clouds, so maybe by being out here shooting this video, it'll bring on the rain. I sure hope so. So right here in this area, I had a beautiful stand of Monarda, but the Monarda is fading now, and I won't have anything blooming, except for that very, very shriveled up black-eyed Susan. And I do have some of the nasturtiums back there as well. A little bit of mulch that floated in here. I'm going to loosen up. Oh, the soil is so dry. So very dry. So here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to plant a little patch of zinnias right in here. I'll put several seeds because I don't know what the germination is going to be like in here. As well put some over here too on the side. I just can't believe how dry it is. I mean, I haven't been watering right here, honestly, because there's been nothing to water here. I've been trying to conserve my water usage, just not knowing how long this drought is going to last. Before I plant anything, I'm going to go ahead and water it. Just kind of pre-wet this area. Let that sink in a little bit. I think right on here, let's go ahead and just do the Benary's Giant Blend Zinnias. Just take a few of the seeds. I'm going to put them, just kind of scatter them in here. I have no idea how many of these will come up. You just don't know, so I kind of overseed them, especially this time of year when it's so hot. So I'm just going to take some soil, cover these over, cover them in a little bit. Okay. I will come back and actually water it again a second time before I leave this planting operation. Let's walk on over to this bed right here. Got a couple of spots. Now I do have some zinnias coming up right here, but I've got a blank spot in here that I want to fill, and maybe one right in there as well, and one on the other side too. It is so humid today, I just can't believe it. And that is fairly unpleasant, I have to say. I'm just going to sort of put them right in here. I'm just going to do exactly the same thing. I'm going to do a pre-water. I'm going to let that sink in real well. Here we go. Zinnias. Let's see if we get anything here. Now these plants right here are perennials, and so they're not really going to be so big this year. So I'm going to go ahead and just stick some more zinnias right in here around them. Can't wait to see what these look like. I have not planted this particular variety before, so You never know. Now, do you see over there where I have the borage growing up? That borage is not going to last forever. So I'd like to get some more color coming up right here. I think I'm actually going to put these sunflowers in here. These get 4 to 6 feet tall. Drop dead red. I'll put 3 seeds in right here and see if we get anything developing. It'll take them a while to grow, but you know what? I got time. Time's on my side on this. I'm also going to put something right in here. I think I'll put the zinnias over in here. Cover them up. Good soil contact and some water. The vine growing up this trellis is called a snake bean. It's actually an edible gourd. It has really unusual flowers. Look how the flower pod starts. And then here's the bud. And then here's the flower. Isn't that pretty? Now, these will get multiple flowers, and this plant, I have to say, is doing far better than the one I planted last year. And there's another one of those awful lantern bugs, flies. And I got it. Aha! Take that. All right, now over here, I have a pumpkin growing. I should have a pumpkin coming up right here. And you know what? I'm going to plant a couple of sunflowers in there because I think that would be fun to have sunflowers growing up with the pumpkins. And I've got pumpkins coming up right here. This particular borage plant is probably going to go away relatively soon. But then I've got cucumbers, Armenian cucumbers growing up this trellis, and I have some little seed starts over there of, oh look! Here's the first Armenian cucumber forming. This plant got so chomped down by the deer, I was very worried about it, but that's good. All right, so I could put a plant in over here. I originally had planted a sunflower, just a mammoth sunflower to come up here. And maybe I will do that. Oh, look, yet another lanternfly. I got it. Getting better at catching them. Okay, let's see how we can make this happen. I need to go get more water, I know that. I'm going to put it really over on the edge, right in here. Autumn beauties. I love these. I'm going to put a few in. One, just to see what comes up. Put another one in. I've got a few of those flowers planted, and maybe I'll poke in a couple of here and a couple of there and a couple of other places. Unfortunately, I've now got blue sky. Blue sky is a lovely thing to have, except for when you really need rain, and there were rain clouds here. Oh well, maybe tomorrow is another day. So, I hope your garden's growing well. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.